Welcome back to Notre Dame Day. I'm Mike Golick Jr. Our next guest spent a lot of time in quarterback center exchange with me. He played QB at Notre Dame from 2010 till 2013, and like so many alums, felt compelled to come back home to the Dome. He returned here last year and is going to be entering his second season as the Fighting Irish quarterbacks coach this fall. They're trying to get me to call him Tom, and I will not. Tommy, what's going on, man?
Not much. How are you?
I'm good, man. Good to be back here. Good to see you back here. Now, I'm very interested. What was that moment where you realized that coming back here was something that was going to be in the cards for you?
Yeah, so I was, working in San Diego with the Chargers, and the season was just finishing up, and I got a call from Coach, saying, "Hey, we're going to probably have an opening here, at the quarterback job. Would you be interested in coming back for an interview?" And obviously I was, elated at the time, and just, the opportunity to come back here and coach the position I got to play. That was a dream come true. It was something I've always wanted to do. I didn't think it was going to happen this quickly. So, when the moment came and I came back on campus and was here, interviewing and seeing some people, I just felt at home, and it felt good to be back.
And now you're a year into that process. You're going into year two. What's the biggest difference that you felt now going through spring practice this year, being around the team for the second year in this role?
Yeah, I think just you can start to develop the players, to a higher degree now. The first year is behind us, and now that you've built that relationship, you've built the foundation, you can now start to advance, the teaching and the learning that you're focusing on with the quarterbacks. And, you have another year of exposure with them where the relationship's that much stronger, and there's things you can pull back and revert to in order to get things across to them. And it's been really exciting. We had a great spring, and, it was a great job yesterday finishing strong, offensively, and looking forward to the next chapter.
And we know the quarterbacks are always going to be a huge topic of conversation here at Notre Dame. You got two that played really well for you guys at different times this season. What was the spring like, and what did you think now looking back on it from the two quarterbacks in Brandon and Eli?
Yeah, I think they both did a really nice job. I think, going into the spring, we had high expectations for our room. Obviously both of them have played and played well throughout the year. So anytime you have guys with experience, you have high expectations. There are things each of them needed to work on individually that I thought, we really got better at, especially the consistency level and the consistent level of play day in and day out is something we harped on throughout the spring. And I think that really started clicking, for them towards the second half of spring practice. And, yesterday they both went out, played well, and we're going to continue to work hard, continue to move forward, and get ready to go for the season.
How much, I'm interested, do you draw on your own experience? You were a guy that played for Brian Kelly here as a quarterback, and now being here in a much different capacity with him, but how much do you make use of that in the room with these guys now, knowing that you went through exactly what they are?
But I think it's a strong thing I can pull back on, for them. There are things on the field, off the field that I had to go through when I was here that they're facing now that I can relate to. Also there are just things that I'm able to pick up on that they do or that they see because I've been in those shoes. They're not going to fool me by telling me an answer to a question that I am going to fall for because, hey, I've been there. I know exactly what you're trying to do and trying to think there. There are times when they say, hey, Coach, let's, put on one of your old games and we'll watch an old, practice or an old game, and they'll give me a hard time. But, it's fun to go back and forth that way. And, I think just that experience I have plays a huge advantage in the room.
I think you had a couple of good final drives you can show them if they really decide to try and check you any day.
Just a couple.
And with that now, being back in that building also, it is a different relationship with you and Brian Kelly. What's that transition been like from player coach to now one of your peers, a guy that you report to as a boss?
Right. It's been extremely smooth. Coach and I have a great relationship. We always have, and just the ability to be able to continue to learn from him and to continue to work hard and he's a great person to work for. He is, demanding, but at the same time, he's fair. And, like I said, we've just had a great relationship all along. And he's somebody that, I've learned a ton from, both, football-wise and just from a general management standpoint. So, our relationship, it's been a lot of fun to be back working for him.
Okay, now most importantly, your team won the athletic department staff basketball tournament. Where's that rank in the career accomplishments hierarchy?
It's high up there. I take the hoops games pretty serious. I let, my true colors show out there probably more than anything. It's probably top 5 accomplishments at Notre Dame, probably top 5.
especially after bookstore basketball was something that got a little more slept on as time went along for us here.
Wasn't quite allowed to ever, excel in bookstore as much as I would have liked.
Yeah, no, it's all right. Well, you managed to shine through there. You continue to shine around here. So it's been fun for a lot of us that played with you to watch you come back around here now and still take a good little butt chewing every now and then on the sideline.
No, absolutely. I appreciate it, and it's been a ton of fun to be back and to be doing what I love.
Awesome stuff. Tommy Rees, you guys will see him on the sideline coaching up the quarterbacks all this fall.